in this video, the Bitcoin Golden Cross is taking place right now as I am recording this video, as you can see. I want to talk about the significance of this Golden Cross and what we should expect in the immediate future. And also guys, I want to show you some interesting charts from Glassnode showing us these on-chain fundamental indicators, and I want to show you this chart specifically because this chart is right now giving us one of the most reliable buy signals in Bitcoin history. And that's not all. Big news from the US Treasury. They are now launching a stimulus debit card. This is a card where you will get free bailouts directly deposited into your card, and then you can just go and spend it. This might sound like a fantastic idea for you as an individual. However, for everyone involved in the global economy, this is a recipe for disaster. I want to talk about that, and if you think that that sounds interesting, then I think that you should definitely watch this video. Hello guys and welcome to the moon. My name is Carl and I'm here to bring you this Bitcoin video. And it is now official. The Bitcoin Golden Cross has just occurred. It is actually in the process of happening right now. And tomorrow we're going to see how this green line is now above the red line. But like I've said previously, these golden and death crosses, they are not very reliable indicators for the price in the short term. But on average, they do serve as good buy and sell signals. But you can see, as we've seen before, some of these are actually counter indicators. Like this Golden Cross, we did see a big plunge to the downside. Here we saw a death cross, and of course, since that point, we've just been going up. And some people claim that if these lines are moving to the upside, then this means that this cross is going to be more significant. However, I don't think that this is the case because, as you can see here, this death cross would have been a perfect death cross. Both of these lines are tilting to the downside as the cross is happening, but at this point we've seen the price just go up. So yeah, personally I think that we should of course say that this is a bullish thing. It's not bearish. So what is my summary? Well, I think that of course it's a good thing to see moving averages cross to the upside because it means that the price is going up, the momentum is basically shifting. But personally, I don't trade based on the death and golden crosses. And if we zoom in a little bit, we can see that Bitcoin is still in this potential diamond pattern that I talked about a couple of days ago. And of course, you could potentially disregard this part of this pattern, and then you're left with basically a triangle here, a horizontal or ascending triangle. And yeah, you can just leave your comments down below what you think about that. But regardless, it does look like Bitcoin is moving in for a breakout as the resistance and support is converging, making it narrower and narrower, and we are going to have to see Bitcoin break through one or the other. And next up, I want to show you some on-chain fundamental indicators from Glassnode. You guys know that Glassnode, they make these charts based on on-chain data, which is of course very interesting. But first of all, let's take a look at this one. We have active entities with a 7-day moving average. And essentially, their own explanation here is that the number of unique entities that were active either as a sender or receiver. Entities are defined as a cluster of addresses that are controlled by the same network entity. So instead of entities, you could say companies or people, but they use the word entities to try to make sure that they get everyone involved under one name here. But basically we can see that ever since this big plunge from 8.8k down to 3.8k, we can see that the number of active entities has been going straight up here. So it went from 239,000 all the way up to the current number of, let's see here, 294,000. And I think that's a good sign. We're seeing more and more people getting more active in this space. And if we zoom out, we can see that as the Bitcoin price goes up, we are seeing more and more active entities in this space. And I think one interesting part here is that we can see that because of this big rise here, we came way above the previous high, which was here when Bitcoin went above $14,000. So that is significant, I think. This means that the next top is the one we had in 2017 when Bitcoin went to $20,000. So essentially we can see that people are active. We are seeing active Bitcoin users, and the trend is to the upside, even though the price has been going slightly down. And let's go to the next Glassnode chart, because this is a very, very interesting chart called the Puell multiple with a 7-day moving average. And essentially what we can see here is the miner revenue compared to the recent miner revenue. And interestingly is that when this orange line comes down into this green box down here, that is usually a fantastic buy signal showing us that Bitcoin is bottoming out. For example, back here in 2015, we saw this multiple come all the way down into green. That was actually the exact bottom of the previous bear market. And then we saw it happen once again right there. And this was also the bottom from back in 2019, as you may remember. And currently, Bitcoin is once again dipping into this green area, showing us yet another fantastic buy signal for the long term. So this is something that we should definitely keep an eye on. And of course, we can see that historically this multiple has come even lower down, but we are in this green buy zone, and that is the important part for today. We can also see how this very nicely can give us these tops also. So back here was the top in this 2013 spike. Here we had another top, and also this top. So essentially when this Puell multiple goes into this red area, it is time to sell. So we can actually use this chart in the future to try to pick the top and sell the top and buy the bottom. And right now we are getting this buy signal. And here we have something else from Glassnode. And by the way, guys, if you do want to sign up to Glassnode, it's completely free. I have my link down below. You can upgrade into another version, which is paid, but it is completely free. But if you use my link, I will be very, very happy. This means that Glassnode will see that I am able to give them some traffic. And I really think they deserve some traffic because they do these amazing charts. And I think they are best in this space when it comes to making these charts. All right, so Glassnode says here that the Bitcoin difficulty just decreased by 6%. This adjustment was expected and accounts for the recent decline in hash rate after the halving. This is only the third downwards difficulty adjustment in 2020 so far. So here we can see the difficulty adjustment. We got a big adjustment, and this is because of the fact that the hash rate has been going down. And as I've shown you before, we have this automatic adjustment. Bitcoin is a self-regulating system. That is fantastic. Next up, major news, guys. The Treasury is delivering millions of economic impact payments by prepaid debit card. This is from the US Department of the Treasury. And basically, Americans will be able to get these debit cards as you can see from this here. So here we have Steven Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary. He's showing this debit card here. And basically, you will be able to get this stimulus checks directly into this debit card. And you can use this debit card and spend it directly. And honestly, I think that this is proof that nothing about this is temporary. They are laying the groundworks for this basic universal income, and this will end in disaster, because when you just hand out free money like this to people, people get lazy, and this is not good for economic activity. And also you will see rising inflation, so you will see prices rise while people work less, and we will see big disaster essentially. And eventually we will see hyperinflation. I mean, just look at how many tens of trillions of dollars we've seen printed globally of worth of fiat currencies in different countries. This is not a good sign for the future, guys. And guys, let's see if we can push this video to 2,500 likes. That would be amazing. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't seen this video, click right there right now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.